All right, music fans, welcome back. It is Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, and yours truly right here. All right, the mystery has been solved. Tom Petty has a 60-song box set coming out this fall, and he's got a brand new unreleased track, which has been sent out via, I don't know, different formats, but mostly video, I believe, right now. I'm not sure if the song is streaming on your usual platforms. Keep a Little Soul is the name of the tune. Sounds like an outtake for just the period in the early 80s. They say it's from Long After Dark. To me, it sounds a little bit like it was from the Hard Promises era, but what a great song. The big question is, though, will you be driving down the street and your local DJ from your favorite radio station playing the classic hits, will they be playing this song? Will they be playing this brand new song? Will you hear a DJ say, hey, here's one from Tom Petty from his box set, which is coming out this fall. This is Keep a Little Soul on Z95. My guess is probably not. You know, this is the thing, like when I was doing classic rock radio, the late 80s, early 90s, and we were a hybrid. We played new music, but we played classic rock. And they call that active rock now, but, you know, and yeah, they play like, they have like 5 old bands that they'll play music from, like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, you know, so it can fit in with what they're doing. But for the most part, they have abandoned anything the way it used to be done, okay? If a box set came out like this back when I was on the radio, it would have been a holy crap Batman. It would be, how many songs can we add to the playlist from this? You know, depending on the quality of the songs, we'd go listen to them, and the record label would give us their suggestions, maybe even release an actual single or two. But I remember the Allman Brothers had this huge box set. We played tunes off of that hadn't either been released or they were live versions. They were slightly different. And you'd go and you'd look at the trade publications, and down the list you'd see all of these songs being added all over the country by different radio stations who had the freedom and autonomy to do such a thing. And the labels were happy because more music was being added. These days, the labels, I mean, they're irrelevant, I guess, to some degree when it comes to this type of music. But these radio stations, they do this with a straight face, like, oh yeah, don't look over there. There's this giant box set by this rock legend who passed away last year, but you don't want to see that, you want to hear that. Really? Because I'd love to hear it on the radio, and I'm sure a lot of people would. I'm sure even people who are in a younger demographic wouldn't mind hearing, hey, here's Tom Petty. Great song that you'd never heard before. I know you want to hear, you know, I don't know, Running Down a Dream again. Because, I mean, I'm just thinking of the tunes that they constantly play over and over again by Tom Petty. I get it. A Full Moon Fever was a giant album. It was terrific. How about you play something off of side 2 from Full Moon Fever instead of just side 1? I mean, oh wait, I know people don't understand. Side 1 in the old days was the first side of the album. Then you had to flip it over and play side 2, all right? And yes, Full Moon Fever was on vinyl, and yours truly had a copy of it at one time. It's just, things have changed, folks. I get it. But this song is so good, and Tom Petty was such an important figure, especially if you're into Americana, if you're into American music. This guy, he might have been one of the greatest American musicians of all time. I don't think you're going to get too much of an argument from anybody on that. And to have this wealth of music that's now available that wasn't before, and radio is just going to ignore it, and all the fans will go find it and so forth. I guess that's how we do things now. But collectively, we used to kind of hear the same things, and we used to have some of the same experiences, but now it's like you're just foraging around yourself looking for this music. Go check out the song, Keep a Little Soul. It's vintage Tom Petty. It's something that would have fit on either one of those two albums. First big concert I went to on my own was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, 1982, at the Worcester Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. I was only, 17 years old, and I had taken like a 2-hour drive in my car with a bunch of high school buddies, and I was sitting like to the side back of the stage. It was really cool because you could see when they were changing guitars, you could see them coming back for encores and just coming back on stage and so forth before anyone else could. So we had a great location, and it was one of those great memories. Tom Petty, one of the greatest, and I cut my teeth on Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty and the Eagles and Billy Joel. So, you really can't go wrong there. All right, done. See you later, everybody.